quarterly report for the Q1 of 2023. So let's look at the trends first, what we are seeing in the digital market. A lot of focus is going to be on the virtual demos and virtual events, integrated marketing. Companies are focusing on telling the story differently across different channels. Still, that is a thing. Um, Fortunately, unfortunately, I'm not too sure, depending on how you look at it. Mobile search, voice search, conversational search, and augmented reality is going to be an interesting one because the dentistry is right now focusing on utilizing augmented reality into training and education. So that would be an interesting thing to kind of have a look out for and see how potentially we can apply that to our business in the future. Um, what I've seen from the videos is more being used in the universities, but essentially just instead of a patient or instead of the dolls, they're actually having them. They put on the glasses and they be able to be in this virtual space with legs, unlike the metaverse of um, our dear Mark Zuckerberg, and also the short videos. And you're going to see that the majority of this we already somewhat applying to the business, minus the augmented reality to the extent that dentistry is trying to apply. Um, and so for the goals of 2023, we have changed that to be according to the trends that we see. So the live stream short videos, those are mainly right now being used for telling the digital experience.io events, coverage on social media. Voice search and chat GPT, I put that as a check mark too, because we sort of optimized and um, took care of that by optimizing the website, optimizing our digital collaterals, and you can see that how that is being applied to voice search and chat GPT, and that's going to be, I can show you that later on and how we are even being found in those spaces. Customer experience, that is still a new thing. I apologize, I needed to change this one. I didn't, so it has nothing to do with training and development. But we are focusing on that on the website and all of our digital assets, and we are continuously improving on that factor, whether that's load speed all the way to actually having user journeys that are effective for our target audience. And engagement management with engagement on social media, the conversations that we are having with IT is to see how we can partner up and try to gamify some of these experience in the future, specifically when it comes to digital dentistry, specifically when it comes to the new .io website. We want to apply some of that interactive experience to our website. More we keep people in our space, the better it's going to be for us to eventually convert them and minimize the loss opportunity. And very important, I keep on saying that first party data, more we rely on these third party vendors, whether they are Facebooks of the world, whether they're ADA, we constantly have to utilize their data, more we are going to be um, um, sort of addicted to that concept, but not really having any sort of support for ourselves to be able to improve on our customer intelligence and being able to really understand the behavior of our customers, being able to really uh, merge into having conversations, for example, with the new doctors of the world that are coming and graduating from the university. So part of this first party data is going to be actually having the data, expanding on the data, but part of it is also centralizing all of our digital assets to be able to speak with each other. So part of that is a conversation we are having with the architecture team to be able to have that centralization. But part of it is also speaking with different vendors to be able to expand. For example, Dun and Bradstreet is one that I'm having a conversation with, and they have multiple data points that, from the size of the business, the number of chair side, revenue numbers. They're going to be able to even tie um, professional accounts to personal emails, so we can even have them follow us on social media from their actual Facebook account. So those are going to be very important to expand on this first party data and be able to constantly reach out and communicate with our customers. Throwback Thursday. Do you remember the fishbowl? Um, we are utilizing the fishbowl right now in the concept of engagement management, not necessarily the way that we used it in the past, because we ultimately we wanted to um, compress and only talk about 3 KPIs, which we are going to discuss later. I just put this fishbowl for fun.
Did the beta eat our goldfish?
Yeah, it was hungry. Let me just shut this down. So social media. Social media, as I said in the goals, is one of those areas where we did a massive improvement on. We shifted from, static conversations to more of a dynamic conversation. We started utilizing more videos, stories, reels, and the good thing about it is we are also making sure that all that is available on our social media all the time, and that is through the highlights. So the story is not being captured and die after 24 hours. It remains on the social media for everyone else to engage with. And that is important because we are trying to not only speak the language of our current target audience, but we want to make sure that the content is available for our future doctors as well. And this is the kind of like a few second video that I created. So be alarmed because I'm not as good as James or Gabe. So just to show how everything works in on our social media, these are the types of videos that we are um, sharing with our Instagram audience.
This is great, Batosh.
So I have a future in videography too.
We'll
Just
test your
great.
skills this weekend.
I'm sorry?
I said we'll test your skills this weekend.
You do have I hope that this is going to prove that you can have your faith in me. And Saturday, I'm not gonna disappoint. But moving forward, something else that is available right now is we are upping our community management and also market research on social media to also capture sentiment, listen to the community, and be able to capture that data as well. So, based on that data, we know that 80% of the sentiment about Global is positive. We are capturing stories that they tell. Some of that is during the events, but also we have people that are reaching out and talking about how they got accepted to guiding leaders. They talk about our new clinical education center, and they talk about the products. I couldn't fit everything on this page. Um, and then to condense those KPIs, when I was talking about the fishbowl, we are moving away from talking about soft KPIs. We're talking about 3 KPIs that are really important for the business. Actually, 4. So, audience, engagement, viewership, and conversion. And so, as you can see, everything is going up drastically. We went from audience size of 8,000 in 2022 to now 22,000 in 2023, 43,000 from 13,000 on engagement, and also 148,000 on the amount of viewership that we get from social media from 102,000. And with the data studio that we created, we also see that in the Q1, social media generated 24 RX downloads. Also, these are indirect impacts where from social media they went to YouTube channel and watched 50 videos, and also they enrolled in 10 CE courses on the Global Dental website.
For those, Batosh, are you able to break those out by brand or vertical? On the last slide, the viewership or is that just the Glidewall social overall?
Global social overall, but we can definitely make that be part of our improvement in the future. See if that is going to be a possibility.
Well, you can ask a brand or, if there's a need for that. I was just curious if it was something that was already available.
Absolutely, yeah. It's not available right now, but we can definitely take a look at it or have that conversation. So far, I know Anna is very active on the data studio, and that was not brought up yet, so it might not be a need, but it doesn't hurt to ask for sure. And then for emails, again, we're seeing improvement on there as well. Right now, we kept it steady on the average open rate. We don't talk about open rates here, but average open rate 36% across our emails. We had 2,500 download RXs, 1,200 that were indirectly referred. Oh, I apologize. This is direct referred to education, and also 1% that they went on. This is the indirect impact. 47 people that went from an email to Global website. They went on a video page and watched a video, and so total clicks for that was 41,000 generated in Q1, and 9% conversion rate, which is when you're looking at the industry average, that would be around 8 to 9%. So we're pretty good at having a good standing on that. YouTube, we also seen a growth, 747,000 views year to date, 4,000 hours watched from US, and 132,000 subscribers. 88% of our viewership are dentists, majority of them general dentists and dental students. We have some prosthodontists and dental assistants that also engage. But this is the part that I'm really happy and excited about, because if you have dental students that are engaging with our content, we have CTAs that will take them back to the education center. We have CTAs that are taking them back to the Global website. So we are indirectly building and establishing that conversation with the dentists of the future. And then now moving on to web. Previously, we were talking about how there will be a dip in the traffic when we were going live with the website because some of the content was not there. There were some negative impact on the SEO. But all that is gone, as I mentioned before. Right now, we are seeing everything going back to green. Majority of the positive impact was on the live courses, sleep pages because of the blogs, and also the online study club. So this attests to the fact that when there is some sort of an informational content and there is engagement on the website, we are going to see a positive organic result from that. And that also goes to Global Symposium, where with the new website, we've seen a 12% increase in page views, engagement on the website. The bounce rate is decreasing. On the Global Mexico new website, 156%. We went from 136,000 to 350,000 traffic. Because of that, the average page went down, of course, and then also the bounce rate is decreasing on that website. And then when it comes down to going back to the data studio, this is the section of the web marketing that is really related to the landing pages that are being utilized for the third-party emails that we are sending out. And we see that majority of the conversion is coming from Dentaltown, and also our Facebook audience. So majority of it is either coming from Dentaltown, ADA, or from the Global Facebook, and everything else we see that the conversions from that is a little bit on a smaller side. these are the top campaigns that brought those conversions since January. And for Google Ads, we did a Google Ads Symposium ad for implants, which resulted in 15 total registrants at a regular price. So that was a success. We implemented the same thing for sleep symposium, but the interesting thing there was majority they called in rather than, and I had to take this out. I apologize, but majority actually called in, and that's where we kind of went blind to see whether they actually purchased. Another coupon was used perhaps, but we know that the conversions here were mainly through phone calls. The conversions that we are seeing, the 109 that went on the actual Eventbrite page, we didn't see any sales coming from that, so I'm not sure if that was like 67 of those people called in for additional information. But we are replicating this effort for Aesthetic Symposium, and then we're going to see if there was a strict behavior for Sleep Symposium, or would that be something that maybe the interest on implants were high, but the rest we're going to have some challenge converting, as everything else is pretty much equal. The page, the content on the page, and the way that we are running and optimizing these Google Ads. And then when we are looking at the SEO success, I previously said that we surpassed the Spear Education and some of our competitors in authority on Google. That is still true, and we see that we are continuously staying above above, and this is not a temporary thing. So we're going to continuously optimize the website and make sure that we are still ahead of the curve. Our organic visits are continuously increasing. We were at 45,000. We are now at 61 and going up. And also on the local pack, for those that, potentially search for, Global Dental or Dental Lab near me, and the name doesn't show up for everybody. Just wanted to bring in this data to show that how Google is reviewing us on the local pack is that we are number one in the industry for our local optimization. So if the user is nearby the dental lab or within the 25-mile vicinity, they're going to be able to see our ads, but at the same time, they're going to be able to see our website, the Google My Business appearing, and they're going to be able to engage with that. The way that we're going to be able to even take this to be stronger is by adding more positive comments and reviews to the Google My Business. So that would be something that we can reflect in the symposiums in the future, educational content, since that's a very soft sell and a positive experience, we're going to be able to leverage that to request some of these doctors to leave us a positive review. I had a previous conversation with some of the education team as well, and we might be able to even add something to the retargeting email after the webinar, CE courses, and the live courses that they are attending. So once we get those Google review numbers, the positive Google review numbers higher, we're going to see that we are going to constantly be at the top, and we're going to appear on people's mobiles more often. And then for Global Mexico, again, when we shifted to the new website now, the authority score is exactly like Global Dental website. So congratulations on that. And you're going to see that your organic views are going high. You went from 0 to almost 3,000. You're now standing at 1,900. And you're going to be able to see much greater shift with that once we start applying more content to the website. But we at least see that the organic traffic is increasing, and in that space and the competitors, I think that would be easy for us to shift that to be, say, 10,000, 16,000 in the future. And then going back to ChatGPT, so all the long tail keyword, and the reason why, it's not to say ChatGPT is great. It's not about the fact that we're saying, ChatGPT is going to replace Google or Bing, but it kind of shifted the market so that Google is going to start creating their own conversational search, and also for Bing to create partnership with ChatGPT to make that be available for their customers. So we wanted to make sure that if we are talking about conversational search, which is much easier and more effective than regular search, are we going to be available through that stream of capability for the users to find us as well? So we are, that's the great news. And that is being done essentially through the optimizations that we are doing on the back end and all the great, amazing content that we are putting on our website. I started asking a bunch of questions about the product, about digital dentistry, and the Glidewell's name always appears in the searches, dental CE courses. We are standing at number 5 after Dawson, Spear Education. So the good news there is that now we are available through conversational search, even if it's something new and haven't been tested for. Once that's partnership is set, once that becomes available to mass market, we're going to be ready for it. And that is it. 10 minutes before the end of the meeting. So any questions, any concerns, anything I can assist?
Great job, Batosh.
Thank you. Appreciate it.